undiluted, unadulterated. It's probably replicated, but still not yet duplicated. It's sports only on the Legbete TV radio. I seriously love listening to it.
Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakolo, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned.
Mesdemoiselles, mesdames et messieurs, je vous dis bonsoir. Je m'appelle Fama Demont et ce soir, je suis avec LGBT sur LGBT TV Radio.
Elegbete TV radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen, you are listening to Elegbete TV radio. Elegbete TV radio, we dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV radio, the pathfinder for radio. Elegbete TV radio, we are not just about radio, TV, or YouTube numbers. We are all about connecting with people and creating a community of great minds and values.
It's time for the show. All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV radios. My voice sounding different. My name is Edafi Matches. I'm gonna love to come in the Elegbete One Sports. So much stress. Didn't have a good sleep last night, even the night before. All my kids are not feeling fine. How is that happening? Like, I'm in strange territory right now. I'm not used to seeing all my kids fall sick, so this is a bit difficult for me, but we would go through it. Yeah, how was the weekend? How was your sporting or footballing weekend? It was boxing on one side, Formula One on the other side, and football across the different league from the MPFL to all of the European League. Let me start with the MPFL. So, what was one result that you were expecting that didn't go your way? 23 goals were scored in total. Match day 6 of the league would be on Wednesday, November 1st. So that's in 2 days' time. But let's talk about result from match day 5. The goals, the teams, the scorers, Impossible, Benden Insurance and Aqua United. It was a 0-0 draw. Rangers stormed their way to the top of the MPFL with a 4-1 thrashing of Canopilas. Godwin Obaje scored a penalty in the 20th minute. Isaac Xavier made it 2 in the 54th minute. 3 minutes later, Waldo Chukwudi made it 3. And Waldo Chukwudi 6 minutes later came out to get a double for himself in Oka. So it was 4-1 for Enugu Rangers against Kano Pillars. For those who are fans of Kano Pillars, it was Mohamed Yakubu who equalized in the 12th minute, and it almost felt like the game, they came to play, but the Flying Antelope made them understand that Seime Sugida ends at the Kofo Amata Stadium. Yeah, we are here to win the league and we're in business. And truly they made it. So Gombe United, Sadiq Shuaibu in the 94th minute on the clock, denied Plateau United an opportunity to get a point on the road. And it was 1-0. Penalty scored in the very last minute of the game. Unfortunately, that's what she wrote. And that's the one that really hurts, when you give everything to hold the game to draw, and then one last minute silly mistake, you consider penalty. Katsina United and Sunshine Stars almost made something out of this game, but Lukman Bello was just not interested in that conversation. Michael Ibe scored in the 45th minute, and then before that, let's get the picture very clearly. It was Sunshine Star who started with Michael Olalusi scoring in the 23rd minute, and then Michael Libe equalized at the very dot of 45 minutes, and you thought that was how the game was going to end. But then 45 plus 3 in the 48th minute of extra time, 3 minutes into added time, a penalty was awarded to Sunshine Stars. Michael Olalusi stepped up again and made no mistake about it. He put it in the net. So the old Onion Bar was holding 2 for Sunshine Stars, and Kasina won. But then in the second half, 49th and 62nd minute, Lukman Bello said, oh no, this one, there's no impeachment here. We're going to burn down the State House of Assembly. And that's exactly what he did with his 2 goals. He burned down anything that is make Sunshine Star shine on the night. And it was 3 goals to 2. That's how it ended. And for those of you who's wondering why I'm talking about burning down State House of Assembly, where you know what's happening in Port Harcourt. So if you're from River State and you're listening to me, you know what's going on. That's a different kind of state, you know. When Wike was doing all those drama, people said he's not a gentleman. In Port Harcourt, you cannot be a gentleman and be governor. They said that the best of humans are the ones who know the environment they are in and know how to adapt. Adaptability is more important than skill, education, and anything in the human endeavor. Yes, I'm telling you that. After you acquire your skill, after you acquire your education, you need adaptability. Last week, Friday, I told Emmanuel Sebastian that NEIB Ogoro must jump. Lobby Stars' unbeaten run was going to end in Port Harcourt, and that's exactly how it ended. As Alex Oyowa in the 42nd minute scored the only goal of the game as Rivers United beat Lobby Stars 1-0. Shooting Stars were not in the conversation of a near miss. They were ready for the fight, and they gave it to Doma United. Remember, Doma United came to Lagos and got a draw against Sporting Lagos. So Shooting Stars have seen that, and they said, okay, this is our opportunity to raise up to second spot since Rangers have decided to stay on the summit, and this is our way of getting close to them. So it started pretty late in the first half, but it was okay. Nelson Abiam scored in the 8th minute for Doma United, and Doma United were coasting and feeling like, oh, we can even do one better than we did in Lagos at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena. But at that Ibadan, you know, it's not easy to just go there and score early. If you want to beat Tracy, first hold them to goalless to the very end and then score a late goal. Not scoring early because you just allow the evil to come. And then let me tell you one little story about Tracy. Back in the day, those people who play for Tracy or those people who follow Tracy would know better. There used to be something called devil beans. I don't know if any one of you know what devil beans is, or if you've encountered devil beans, or if you've dealt with it. So sometime on the show here, we talked about Sweetie, Lapa Lapa, Okripoto, and the rest of them. Okay, that's sounding in my mouth, not different. Like it feels like all of a sudden I've got bourgeoisie, like, you know, a lot more educated. The things that I normally used to say growing up in the streets of Warri are beginning to sound odd in my mouth. But I'm a proper Warri boy, so they shouldn't be sounding odd, okay? But hey, let's just take it one step at a time and see how this things go. So back in the day when Tracy used to play, especially in the early 90s and the mid 90s or later part of the 90s, if they play against an opposition that is a threat, a retreat to them, the fans will soak devil beans in water and pour the water on you when you're coming out of the tunnel. If you go to Ibadan, if you notice, Tracy most times don't always come out with the other team. One come out first and the other one will come out. So that's the strategy for it. And then you start playing the game, and then somewhere along the line, you start itching. Because devil beans is the scratcher of the scratchers. It scratches more than Sweetie. Okay, for those of you who grew up in Ibadan, you might know that, or some of the you will not. So those were some of the strategies that Tracy used to win matches back in the day. And that was the day where fair play was not part of football. You know, by any means possible, win your game. And these days, you know, it's different. It's like every match look like friendly matches. Even a Manchester City derby look like friendly matches. There's no crunch tackle anymore. There is no quarrel, no fight, no spitting on each other's face. That's what I used to love about football. You know, as a Warri boy, I used to like the violence that come with football, and that's what attracted me to it. Nowadays, somebody asked me the other day that if I were to go back, wind up the clock, but I have to start in this generation, would I love to play football? Absolutely no. This football that they play right now, the only thing that is good about it is the money. Every other thing about the football that they play right now is rubbish. I mean, the kind of time we invested growing up watching football, I don't think I can even invest it now. For somebody whose source of livelihood is football, I can't invest it watching football. I get bored easily because all of the things that made me enjoy football is no longer that they fight. Derby matches are for fight. Derby matches are for quarrel. Derby matches are for insult. Derby matches are for drama. Those ones are no longer there. The dispute, the whole bantering is not the only thing that happens in derby matches. Well, let's move on. Shooting Stars got their goals in the 44th minute of the penalty spots. Adelowo Bolagade and then Karim Ademola, made it 2-1 in the 60th minute, and Gideon Monday had a little extra for comfort so that the game doesn't end. The draw in the 90th plus 3 minutes, and it was 3-1. Abia Warriors in the Oriental Derby, all it took was Okike's Chinemerem's 8-minute goal to separate both sides as the game ended 1-0. They scored that goal and they made sure they defend. Jonathan Aluku in the 28th minute scored for Sporting Lagos, and Niger Tornadoes wearing red were really up for the money. They were pushing, creating chances, and just on the run of play, when it seems like they were going to score, they lost the ball in the 18-yard box of Sporting Lagos. The ball went back to their 18. Before you could blink or snooze or do whatever, you lose, because Junior Lokosa in the 45th minute put the ball in the net off the run of play. And, you could say that Niger Tornadoes were a little bit hard done by, as they had a good run after conceding the first goal. They should have equalized, but that didn't happen. And then Junior Lokosa made it 2-0. But in the 68th minute, Bala Yahuza, sound like a Japanese name, Bala Yahuza scored, but Sporting Lagos realized that sometimes you don't have to play clean, you don't have to play beautiful to win a match. Just defend well, make sure you don't get an equalizer. They learned from the Doma game, and of the truth, they were able to hold on. So they won that game. Just one draw, the one Bendel Insurance versus Aqua United. Every other game, the home team won their matches and they had their own head high, very, very high. And let's look at the table in the Nigerian Premier Football League look like. Rangers International of Enugu with Fidelis Elechukwu as the coach, and that Amobi guy is doing some magical work. They were given 1 million as promised, okay, for winning this game in Oka. Remember, they are playing home away from home, so they don't even have their home games at home. But before November runs out, I was told that before November runs out, they will be back at the Cathedral, and then they will show what stuff they are made of. Let's hope that happens anyway. Rangers are sitting comfortably, no, not comfortably, because Shooting Stars are sharing the same point with them. But 5 games played so far. Rangers have 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, 4 goals difference. Shooting Stars have the same number of results, 5 games played, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, plus 2 goals. But then Remo Stars, who are in third, have an opportunity to storm to the top if they can win their outstanding match against Enyimba Football Club of Aba. Well, I don't know what will happen in that game. And Gombe United are in 4th position after playing 5, winning 3 and losing 2. No draw yet. Same as Remo Stars, who played 4 games, drawn 1, 3, and drawn 1. And lost 1, sorry, no draw in their game. There are a lot of teams that have not drawn this season. Teams like Remo Stars, Gombe United, Abia Warriors. You have Bayelsa United, who's played 5, 1, 2, lost 3. Niger Tornadoes, who's played 5, 1, 2, lost 3, no draw. Plateau United, the same. They could have gotten a draw this weekend, but unfortunately, very, very late in the game, they lost it. And then Kano Pillars, who's also played 5, 1, 2, lost 3. They've not drawn a single game. Another team that have not drawn, well, it is just 2 games they played so far in the league, so you really wouldn't want to blame them that much. That is Enyimba Football Club of Aba. They played 2, 1, lost 1, minus 1 goal difference. We will see how it goes eventually. Rivers United are in 10th position, 5 games played, 2 won, 1 draw, and 2 losses. Okay, let's hope that they can find their bearing and stomp to the top. Is this the season where Rangers comes back again and say they would win? Baba J 619 says Bros Mingo Redo. He said, where is Warri Wolves? Warri Wolves are in the 2nd division in the league, being managed right now currently by Neville Becker-Deremo, Anthony Becker-Deremo's cousin or so, and they're trying to gain promotion, but they are not getting the kind of support that the team used to have when Uduaga was there and Amaju was running the show. Let's hope that they eventually find their bearings and they get it going, and we will see a better, a better Warri Wolves come to compete. Well, there are also other teams that we're hoping will come to the party and compete. But either ways, that's the story from the Nigerian League. Let's talk about European football now. Jude Bellingham, 14 in 14, if I'm not mistaken, or is it 13 in 14 in 14? That's the number of goals he scored. We thought that FC Barcelona have found a way to win this game, but when you score one and then you sit back and you're playing as if you're playing against Cadiz and forgetting that this is the almighty Real Madrid, still coached by the Don himself, Carlo Ancelotti, I think that was where Barcelona made the big mistake of the day. And eventually, when it matters most, come at the hour, come at the man, Jude Bellingham, was a scorer, and then he scored the second, and then they won. Okay, so from a winning position, Barcelona went on to lose that game. Very, very sad. That was the story. When Newcastle was the team that destroyed people's bet ticket over the weekend, everybody expected them to win, but they did not. My Baba had the audacity. Yes, my Baba had the audacity. We sat down and we're talking on Friday, and I told him that, look, put everything you have on Brentford. Brentford is going to win that game, that for sure. He said, no, Chelsea will win. Bros, you see when Chelsea play against Arsenal? Hey, that first half, Arsenal are just lucky. And the coach make back substitution. Chelsea will beat. Well, as we speak now, my Baba is not happy. He didn't come to work yesterday. I'm not sure he will go to work today. Even on Saturday, he was just reluctantly cursing and swearing and insulting Chelsea and Mauricio Pochettino while he was cutting the hair of some of his customers who don't even know jack about football. So I'm wondering, they're thinking, what is this Emmanuel Baba saying? Is it Chelsea the drink that the alcohol people drink? But hey, it is football. Sometimes these things happen. I just hope that we have a good weekend. So let me share the experience. But before that, Eddie Nketiah, if I don't talk about him, so it's only when he's not doing what I talk about him. Eddie Nketiah was a 3-star general in this weekend matches, but against Sheffield, come on, Sheffield, before this game, I've considered 24 goals, so they've considered 29 now. It's not a big deal per se. It's not a big deal that Arsenal beat them, but it's a big deal that Arsenal, came from drawing against Chelsea, and now they have at least they have won. Okay, so that's something good, okay. They've won 5 goals to nothing. They've also shot up their goal difference, make things good for them. Everton, let's not forget that Everton also beat West Ham yesterday. I wasn't expecting that. Arsenal is second. Manchester City are in third after a thorough bashing. That doesn't look like a derby game, and it's beginning to look like a one-way traffic. I want to say a derby game. I want to see the heat. I want to see the energy. I want to see the fierceness. I want to see the fight, the punch, the push, but that's not happening. Chelsea have made up their mind that come what may, come rain, come sunshine, they don't want to make it to the top 10. You can never make it. For as long as this this Premier League lives, as they used to say it in the Bible, as the Lord liveth, Chelsea would never make it in the top half of the league. They want to stay in the bottom half. They want to experience it. As it is today, Chelsea are actually closer to relegation than they are to Tottenham, who are on top. And you know the thing about the Premier League table, when a team like Tottenham is top in the league, you're very comfortable wherever position you are. Even you are in Chelsea's position, or you are in Burnley's position, or you are in the position of Sheffield. You're comfortable. The reason why you're comfortable is that you know that the team at the top is not the one that will win the league. So there's the comfort of knowing that you can, if they not go win the league, you two with the bottom, maybe you're not going to relegate. But Brighton are in 7th position. Newcastle, who couldn't win their game, who I thought were going to win but didn't win their game, are in 6th position. Surprise, surprise. This season you have Aston Villa in 5th position. Liverpool are in 4th. Okay, after having a terrible weekend for one of their players, Luis Diaz, whose father and mother was kidnapped, and the mother was rescued, but the father is still under the hands of the kidnappers in Colombia. And who knows? If I know South America very well, the borders are very porous. Those kidnappers may have moved the father from Colombia to Venezuela. That happens. It's gonna be very difficult, but let's see how it goes. Well, somebody predicted that Man City is going to win the quadruple this season. And I'm like, okay, what is it that you're saying that I'm not saying? Because I'm saying Man City are not even going to win the league. That's my own. I don't care what anybody thinks, but I don't think Man City is going to win the league. I think that the powers that be, but they can surprise me anyway. They can really, really surprise me. I like the way they played against Manchester United. I don't know, but it's time for you guys to get involved. Ajax are still suffering. The suffering of Ajax have reached an alarming proportion. It's reached a stage where you now have to pray for Ajax. So those of you who are out there, please pray for Ajax. Ajax are really suffering. They were beaten again 5-2 by PSV Eindhoven. This is mean. This is wicked. This is evil. Ajax should stop seeing themselves as a big team. They should start considering relegation. You know why? Ajax are at the foot of the table. Yes, they've got like 2 outstanding games to play, but they played 8, only one draw 2, and lost 5. God, they scored 13 goals this season and conceded 21. When in the history of football do you see Ajax at the very foot of the 18-team table in the Dutch Eredivisie? I've never seen that before in my entire life, and I'm 45, going to be 46 in December, on the 26th of December. I've not seen Ajax this low ever. So the chicken have come home to roost. The whole, that beautiful stadium, all those facilities that they have. You want to play in the second? I don't get it. Like, just thinking about Ajax going down is blowing my brain. It's braining my blowing. It's okay. Let's even be nice and say, no worry, they will not be relegated. But PSV Eindhoven are 30 for the goods. They've scored 35 goals, conceded 5, 30 points, 30 plus goals in their kitty. 10 games they've played, 10 games they've won. Oh my God. The kind of form that they're in is untouchable. But hey, it is what it is. Napoli, and AC Milan got a draw in that game. Napoli, what would they do to win? But I mean, if you consider the fact that they picked up a red card, you could just forgive them. But Olivier Giroud chose this game to show that, look, I'm still useful, I'm still important. And he scored 2 quick goals in the first half, one in the 22nd minute and another one 9 minutes later in the 31st minute. But then that was all she wrote, as Napoli in the second half turned the game around. Politano scored 1 off the pass that came from Di Lorenzo, and Raspadori, yes, Raspadori made it 2-2 in the 63rd minute. But hey, Napoli are looking like I predicted at the beginning of the season. They are not going to be in contention for the title, no matter what they do, no matter how they speak their English. This is not their season. They are not going to be there. And with the same out injured again, the goals are hard to come by this time around, and it's looking very, very difficult. Yes, they're still in 4th position in the league table. Juventus have come up to 2nd, and Inter Milan are standing firm at the very top of the table. I thought with Lukaku, AS Roma will be up there. Yes, they're scoring goals, but they're also conceding. They're not winning matches on a regular basis. Out of 10, they've won 4, drawn 2, and lost 4 as well. But hey, it's an interesting look at the Italian league table, with Inter Milan number 1, Juventus in number 2, AC Milan in number 3, Napoli number 4. The gap between Napoli and Inter Milan is 7 points. 7 points is a very long gap when you have Inter Milan ahead of you. And Juventus are 2 points behind Inter Milan in 2nd position. AC Milan is just 1 point behind Juventus and 3 points behind Inter Milan. So we'll see how it goes eventually. 1 game in hand for Fiorentina. If they win that game, they will drag Napoli down to 5th, because they've got the edge of, if they win that game, for instance, they'll go up. And Atalanta win their game as well, they might pull Napoli down. So Napoli are not really comfortable in that 4th position. That's how it is. Well, in Germany, one man is, feeling very, very high and good. His team is doing well. They're playing well. Even though he didn't score over the weekend, it doesn't matter. You know why? They won the game. I'm talking about Boniface. And let's look at the league table. For once, Bayern Munich have a different contender, a different challenger. It's 2-point difference, but that 2 point means a whole lot. You remember, Bayern have not lost a game this season, just the same way Bayern Leverkusen have not lost a game this season, just the same way Borussia Dortmund have also not lost a game this season. But hey, that's how she wrote. That's how it ends in the comparison, because somehow Bayern Leverkusen have played 9 games, they have 25 points. Bayern Munich, with the 8-star performance, even with the red card collected, and the Hurricanes scoring a hat-trick, and 1 from downtown, like a buzzer beater in basketball. I'm talking about basketball. Have you guys seen the basketball content I will put out? Please, guys, watch that content and drop your comment, so we know if we'll continue doing that basketball and branch into other sports, or we should just stop. If you don't like it, just tell us, hey, Daffy, guys, focus on your football. That's where you're good at. This basketball thing is not working for you. And the presenter that we brought in on the show, Teresa Mac Dakoso. T-Mac, please check her and then tell us what you think about her. If we should continue with her, we should continue doing stuff like that, or we should just say, pack up the bags and then don't be part of this thing. No. This ain't working. Okay, it ain't working. Well, let's see how it goes anyway. But just give us your thought on it. Spare a few minutes to watch it and watch it from start to the end. Drop your comment. Let us know whether we should continue or not. Well, Bayern Munich won their game by 8-0. That has now shut up their goal scored to 34, and they've considered 7 this season. Their second position, Stuttgart, VfB Stuttgart, who you don't expect to be up there in third position. Borussia Dortmund are in fourth position. RB Leipzig are in fifth position. Hoffenheim, Eintracht Frankfurt, Freiburg, Wolfsburg, Augsburg, Borussia Mönchengladbach, Werder Bremen, and Heidemann. And the rest are on the ranking, as I mentioned them. Darmstadt, Union Berlin, who last season were the surprise team of the league, have lost all their games this season. Union Berlin have won 2, lost 7. Bochum in 16th position. FC Cologne in 17th position. Mainz, yes. Mainz are at the very foot of the German Bundesliga. Well, let's come to England and talk about a few things. Look at other matches that went down. Now, this is time for you guys to get involved. Remember, Francis Ngannou, the MMA guy, went to Saudi Arabia to fight Tyson Fury with Mike Tyson on his corner. One way or the other, I think this is my opinion. Now, it's a matter of opinion. This is not fact. But in my opinion, I think it was robbed. But again, going into that game, I remember telling my friend in fights like this, if you want to dethrone him, 1, you're black. 2, you're coming into the spot. If you want to dethrone Tyson Fury and take his bet, you must knock him out completely. If you can't knock him out, then there is no way you're going to win. If it goes down to point, the referees, the judges, okay, the judges will fix it. There's no two ways about it. It's always like that. If you want to take out the champion, knock him out. If you can't knock him out, Buster Douglas in 95, Ruiz against Anthony Joshua, and so on and so forth. You've got to knock him out. If you can't knock him out, Ashim Rahman against Lennox Lewis, you must knock them out. If you take it to a point, the guy who is holding the bet would always be given the benefit of the doubt, and one judge will just split it for you. So that's exactly what happened. But I don't know if you saw the fight. Tell me what you think. Do you think that Francis Ngannou was robbed as I thought, or I'm just getting the head over myself and feeling like maybe the blackness in me? I'm a racist now. I don't know. I mean, sometimes you don't even know whether you're racist. You just feel like you're passionate, and then you start saying things. But what do you think about it? And then again, let me hear from you. How did your weekend go in terms of sports, your bet ticket, and the rest of them? How many of you have Destiny X betting account? And the reason why I'm saying that is, you see the way the economy is doing, find a way to earn in dollars. In truth, earning in dollars really pays now. Okay, it pays. It helps. It helps to sort out some bills. So Destiny X is the place to be. Well, if you want, chat me up and I'll send you a link. Get you happy to register, get you funded, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But having said that, let's start from the comment section on Instagram and see how it goes. I'm feeling sleepy a bit anyway. Missing Emmanuel Sebastian as well. Let's start from here. Bobby say good morning, everyone in the studio. I'm the only person here. I'm a presenter, reporter, producer, and everything. Okay, Timothy Dembo is working with me today from the MPFS side of town. Bobby say, as you all doing, we're fine. And then say Arsenal is really doing well. They're not top of the league, so they're not doing well. Bobby say, I hope we can beat Newcastle this weekend. Newcastle doesn't really look like a team that I'm worried about. But Arsenal just need to keep themselves going. I think the team is to be composed, but I'm not going to judge them for Sheffield. Sheffield is at the bottom of the table. But then there are some other times where Arsenal are doing well, and teams on the bottom of the table have come on to take some points from them. So let's see the Newcastle game as it comes. I expect Arsenal to win. The Newcastle this season is not as good as the one from last season, so I'm not really bothered. But let's see what you guys have got to say. Johnny Gaffa, he said 2 things usually keep an adult up: kids or money. Money doesn't even keep me up. Like, if I have money, I have. If I don't have, and my wife does not like that attitude anyway, that's my disposition. Like, I'm such, when it comes to money, okay, so I know I'm working very hard. So one thing is to know that you're working very hard, and the field, the space where you're working is, then you can't steal. As a YouTuber, you can't steal. You just continuously create content, be inventive, be creative, and just one day you just wake up and find out that your numbers are blown up. That's how every successful YouTuber that I've studied, that's how it's work. So sometimes I'm like, people don't have money for this, we don't have money for that. I said, don't worry, that. And it will come true. And a few people have been very, very kind and nice to me. They come true. And sometimes I go to sleep thinking, how do I get fuel for tomorrow's show? How do I, run the studio? And then things just come true, right? And then there's some like small investment that will bring in return that you just have there. So for money, I'm maybe because I'm naturally not a desperate person. I do not what I don't work for, I never expect anything from them. So it's my work. It's always maybe because of I grew up, I've always been the one that everybody depend on. So I've not known how to depend on people. So for money, it doesn't bother me. But for my kids, like I always say, there is no manual. Nobody gives you manual of how to be a good father or how to raise children. And then there are certain things you don't just know, they just come. Like my son, who, for the small boy, who for the last 2 years, I've been going in and out of the hospital, in and out before I had the surgery in February, and then we're going through all this shock therapy and all that. There is really no manual for it. You just know that every month you're going to deal with this, and you're pumping in with medication, and you're afraid because every medication has side effects. This doesn't affect him in the future, but you just want to cure what the problem is in the now and all that. So that really gets me. Like sometimes it gets me completely shredded, emotional, and frustrated. But hey, it is life. You've got to live it and with a smile on your face. It doesn't matter how hard or terrible things are, you've got to put a smile on your face. That's just one thing I know. And then again, I think I've got a very solid reason to be happy when I look at where I'm coming from as a business, where we are now, and the things that we're doing. I just feel, okay, we're making progress on that front. On the family front, it is we and God, or God and us. It's a partnership between God and us. That's just the way I look at it. But as a human being, I'll do all the best that I can do and see how it goes. And Romaru says, good morning, bros. Good morning to you. The world we are not just about radio is so underrated when it comes to Elegote TV radio. I beg, the basketball video is a bad, okay? That's you, but I would love to hear other people's opinion about it and see how it is. Should we continue or should we stop? Johnny Gava say, I read Wardrum will be also missing from the upcoming Olympic qualifier for personal reasons again. How does a coach miss important Olympic qualifier? Is there more to this? I really don't know. And I'm trying. I think I'll take it upon myself now. I'm trying to ask a few people, and everybody's keeping mum these days. Everybody's keeping quiet. But I'll ask the NFF president after my show. Ask him, and tomorrow I'll get back to you guys on what he has to say. But I'll see, and I'll speak with the Guavon too, who's the head of technical. But it's strange. It's strange, really strange. You would want to go to the Olympics, and you're missing out on the key games that will qualify you for the Olympics. I think it's strange anyway, but let's see. Maybe the NFF have not done the needful. They've not tied him up with the contract. They've not agreed terms, so the man doesn't feel like it is necessary. He's an American, don't forget. Americans don't work for free. Americans don't work for free. They are doing charity. They know they are doing charity. But they are not doing charity. There's nothing you can do. So probably we're using all these family issues, wanting. But I don't think that is a contract. This is my opinion. I'm not right here. This is not fact. I've not checked it, but this is my opinion. Knowing both sides of the divide, knowing Americans for how they see themselves, how they carry themselves, especially in business, and knowing how Nigerian FA does its thing. Because to be very honest here, if I have a contract with you, if I'm paying you, you're not going to come tell me that you have some personal. Okay, yes, if there's a family emergency, that one I can understand. There's a family emergency that I can understand because I'm a family man too. If my wife have an issue and something, take for instance, the end of November, I'll be missing on this show because my mother-in-law had to be buried on the 1st of December. That's a family emergency, okay? So there are some things that can come up for that. I've not fact-checked it. But if those are smokescreen, then there could be something else that maybe is at the very root of the NFL's doing. But I can't blame them right now because I honestly do not have facts. I have to stay with facts at this stage of my life. I'm too old to be jumping into unnecessary conclusion. Slicky Four says, sorry to hear about your son. Bless. Thank you very much for that one. And what's next now? Henry Morris say, as I did YouTube today, so I beg, make everybody wait there, go hit the like button to avoid my quarrel. Please, not quarrel anybody. It's a Monday. You know, they used to say that Monday morning is a serious day, nobody quarrels and all that. So please don't quarrel. Professor Arotorego, I said Lorogo agreed to get a deliver yesterday. Oh, yes, get a deliver now. So you know, I start getting even from Ghana, people are sending me message everywhere. You get ashamed you, and I'm amazed. I'm amazed at that reaction. You know what? This guy is a striker. Your job is to score consistently. So if I come here in 1 month, I do a fantastic show in 1 week, and then the other 3 weeks of the month, I'm here shitty, forgetting my lines, calling, for instance, say the coach of Chelsea, Mikel Arteta, and then the coach of Arsenal, Mauricio Pochettino. What do you guys look at me like? This guy not the Chris. You know, it doesn't matter what I've had in 1 week of fantastic on-point analysis, presentation, prediction, and you know, answers to questions. If I start fluffing my lines, you'll forget that. So you score a hat trick against Sheffield. Congratulations. But my question to a Ghanaian guy that sent me a message, I asked him, I said, listen, would you put Nketiah as terrible, horrible, disgusting, and discombobulate as the Ghanaian national team right now? Would you bank on Eddie Nketiah to lead your line and lead you to win the African Cup of Nations? Can you bet your wife on it? And he said no. I said that means it's not good enough, right? If you can't bet on him, I'm looking at us. I'm not looking at Arsenal making tough. I'm looking at Arsenal challenging and winning the title, right? Would Nketiah win Arsenal the title? I mean that. Look at the defender. Look at the defenders of Sheffield. I'm beginning to sound like Ghanaian people now because I've had too much conversation with Ghanaians. Kweku Mensah, stop messing my accent. You know, Charlie, stop messing with me. You know, would you in January, this January that is coming out, okay, let's look at clubs that are struggling with goals. Chelsea fans, would you celebrate if Chelsea goes out there and sign brother Kweku Mensah, Eddie Nketiah, assign him as your striker? Would you be like, would you feel, oh, we've replaced Drogba? Would you have that feeling? Would you have that orgasmic feeling of, yes, praise God, hallelujah, we've got our own Thierry Henry, or we've got a new Didier Drogba? Would you? I don't think so. I don't think so. And then that's the feeling. That's where I stand. I think that a team that wants to compete for the title, like Arsenal, that's that move from struggling to make top four to making top four, and then I wanted to compete for the title, should have a striker who's banged on target. Like I'm not going to say Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham is a different kind of guy right now. Jude Bellingham is when the scripture said, when the Holy Spirit is upon you, well, whatever happens will happen. Yeah, Jude Bellingham is in a league all by himself. It's in that place where Helen Haaland was last season. It's a league, or where Osimhen was last season. Everything he touches turn gold. Okay, he's a rival at the box at some point. He's not even a striker. That's the funny thing. That's the thing that's freaking me up. Okay, he's not a striker. He's got 14 goals out of 14 games. Who does that? And I don't know anybody who's ever had such a magical start to his career at Real Madrid. I don't know. Not even Raul, not even Zidane. Nobody. Okay, so he's incredible. He's in a league all by himself right now. And, you know, the conversation is making it difficult for Helen Haaland to ever dream of winning the Ballon d'Or. Today is the Ballon d'Or, right? Today is the Ballon d'Or. Again, let me ask you guys, Messi, Haaland, who wins it? I think it is Messi all the way, no conversation, no argument about it. You win the World Cup, you deserve to win it. And for those of you who want to bring 2010, please stay with this current conversation. Leave 2010 out of it. You can make your reference, but let's stay with it. Who will win it for you? For me, it's Messi. I've given it to Messi. I'm not forcing your opinion, but please give me your own take and why you want it to be so. Okay? And Messi winning the Ballon d'Or tonight. It's kind of like, okay, he won it while playing for Barcelona. He won it again while playing for Paris Saint-Germain. Now, there's something that I checked out. Zidane is the only Frenchman to have won the Ballon d'Or, if I'm not mistaken. There is not a single Spanish person that have won the Ballon d'Or. And people are winning it from the La Liga. It's like in England where there is not a single Englishman that have won the Premier League. And I was doing this research and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm sounding like my daughter now. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Spanish players have not won it. There's a problem. Yeah. How can your league? It's like Niger Delta people. In the abundance of water, a fool is tasty rat race. Yes. Okay, so I'm not saying Spanish people are foolish anyway, but I mean, it just does. That's the song that always comes to my head when I think about it. English coaches not winning the English league, Spanish players not winning the Ballon d'Or, and majority of the people that wins it come from the Spanish La Liga. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, let me read some more messages. Okay, Henry Morris says the talk say Chelsea FC used 2 weeks energy take play one match against Arsenal Football Club just to gain 1 point and lose 3 points to Brentford. What does it profit a man to get 1 point against Arsenal and lose 3 points to Brentford? Well, they are some of the same. They are in the same position, 10th and 11th. They were just there. And I saw the thing they did sometimes. Timothy they must say this Heartland them too like NNL. Well, I think that the glory days of Heartland is gone. The Naze millionaires are no longer. You see, the thing is, football is a lot more expensive than people think, and you need quality players, and quality players are far in between. They are very very scarce. So to be able to get those quality players, you also must divorce yourself from a lot of myopism, tribal sentiment. You have to manipulate. Footballers don't play football for passion anymore. There is not a footballer out there who plays football for passion, whether in the local league or in the international league, anywhere they are playing. Footballers play football now for money. So it is that money. When you see what Rangers are doing, and I agree that Moby is doing a great, incredible job. You guys doing some fantastic things there. Yeah. But take away the monetary motivation that he puts into that boys and the way he carries them along. First off, he's gotten them to feel like a family. They feel excited to so suit and all those things. It's not cheap, it's money. And every match you play, there is a special, apart from the normal match bonus that you get, there is a pot pool, a pool fund that you get 1 million, sometimes 2 million. Players would kill themselves for that kind of money. Players would do anything to get that money. And that's exactly what the young man is doing, and he's doing it so well. I just hope that, for now, I hope that Rangers wins the league, because the kind of motivation, the kind of move that they are on the chessboard that they are making, they deserve to win the league. Win the league and then go on the continent and see that continues. Heartland does not have that kind of inspirational leadership in their team. There's so much confusion. Heartland have had it bad in the last 10, 15 years, and they will continue the way it is. I just hope that they get better. At least we have a team in 3SC who's saying bye-bye to Jati, but the season has just started. But at this form that they've done, the what's it called now? Benga Gubote. Is it Benga Gubote that's their coach, the Oracle? I think he's doing an incredible job. I will have to depend on Timothy then, but for that one, is Benga Gubote still the coach of Tres? I think so, but we saw him last season. I don't know if he's moved, but I think so. Timothy Dembo says again that are we back to the years when 3SC and Rangers fight for the title? If 3SC beat Remo on Wednesday, they go top. It will be nice. It will be very, very nice to see that battle rekindle itself. It was the battle that brought us our first African Cup of Nations in the 1980s, where players from 3SC like Owolabi Mudalawa, Felix Olabi, Mudashiru Lawa, Shego Debami were leading the lines up front. Then players from Rangers like Chairman Chuku, Doke Amesemaka, and a host of others, Aloysius Atogbu, Okala, and the rest of them were holding it at the back. And the combined influence of the Rangers players and the 3SC player, ICC Shooting Stars of Ibadan, were the king of the team at the time, and we won the Nations Cup then. With his feet, a little drop of maybe some players abroad, and then I think is there any player abroad that team? And then some players from Raka Rovers and Bendel Insurance, just a sprinkle. But the core of that team was Rangers and 3SC. I just hope that rivalry comes again to play, because it's a very big one. That's why when people say, "Oh, government clubs should be out of the league," I don't agree, because there's some major traditions that you're going to be throwing away if only all these small children. I still think that Remo Stars and Sporting Lagos, as good as they are, at least Sporting Lagos have discovered the way to make money. But I think that there's also something that they need to fix. I hate to watch their game, and it's a 5,000 capacity stadium for crying out loud, and the stadium is not filled up. They need to do more. Yes, the VIP side is good. The box section is good. They've done excellently well there. The happy corner or the VIP section is good, but they need to take it round. They need to push it round. they cannot only focus on that area and neglect the other side, the popular side, as we want to say. They need to sell regular tickets and push it well. I mean, you wouldn't want to go to a Burna Boy concert and say the VIP sections, the front side is filled up, but the back is not working. Or you want to go to January 1st, Alibaba January 1st concert, spontaneity concert, and at a hotel, I see all the tables are sold, but the popular side, the regular tickets are not sold. I mean, you will feel a bit kind of like, okay, this show doesn't have the oomph, that energy that a concert should have. So I think that that's a side to the whole conversation that needs to be filled up pretty soon. So that when you go there, one, the atmosphere is charged, but the stadium needs to be fully, the energy, the kinetic energy needs to go around. Right now, it's just half the circumference of the ring, not even half, a quarter circumference of the ring that is loaded with that energy. But I want to see it go around. I want to see the stadium electric, like what it used to be in the days of stationary stores, in the days of Nitel, in the days of Bajadok, yes, the days of those teams. When you come to Lagos to play, you know that there are teams in the days of Julius Baja. You know that there are teams that are playing in this Lagos, and it's not going to be easy. It's not going to. I told a friend I was watching Sporting Lagos, and I said I could beat my chest that they will beat Sporting Lagos in this Lagos. Yes, there are teams that will come to this Lagos and beat them. They're a good team, no doubt about it. But when I watch them, like I'm watching the game like I'm a scout, like I'm a football or opposition analyst. And I'm watching the game and I'm like, oh, there's so many loopholes in this Sporting Lagos that can be taken care of. And they will be beating crazy. But for now, they've not been beaten. So let's not jump the gun. But I think that's possible. Okay. Thank you very much, Timothy. Moise Rako is still the coach of 3SC, and I think he's doing a good job on that one. Okay, let's go to Instagram. Some people seem to have waking up there and they're putting some stuff. Okay, so official 69 football SMS wins it. Baba J 619 SMS wins it. And I asked the question, Mayowa, I want my money. It says good money to you. Zacchaeus Salau said that Alfredo Di Stefano and Luis Suarez won it as Spaniard. Luis Suarez is from Uruguay, if I am not mistaken. When did Luis Suarez become? When did Luis Suarez become a Spaniard? I mean, they don't change them. Please, can somebody educate me properly so that I don't yarn opata as they normally say it. Luis Suarez, not that guy when they play for Uruguay, we use half block ball against Ghana. Since when did that become Spaniard now? Please, let's get this thing right. To Mokonogo make mistake. Okonigo put this upside down. Well, let's just leave it like that. Alfredo Di Stefano, okay, it's not really. Is Alfredo Di Stefano a Spanish guy or is an Argentine? I don't know. I don't know where you want to put that, but maybe because he played for both countries, so I don't know where we're going to put him. But I think Alfredo Di Stefano was an Argentine, so that's another side of the conversation. But Luis Suarez is not a Spaniard, so please get that one out of your conversation. I know that Alfredo Di Stefano was born in Buenos Aires in Argentina. I'm talking about Spanish players winning it. And then this guy that says Suarez won it. Please, which of the Ballon d'Or he won? The one that they made in Okitipupa? Zaki or Salahu? Is it the one that they made in Okitipupa or the one they make in Shaki in Oyo State? Because Luis Suarez never win Ballon d'Or. I don't know, maybe there's the one that they won somewhere in Okitipupa. Make we know. Luis Suarez is a Spaniard, the older one. Not Liverpool Suarez, an older generation. Okay. Spanish Luis Suarez, the one that won it in 1960. No, that's not the one we're talking about. We're talking about, I thought you were talking about the new one. And as Alfredo Di Stefano, let's be very honest here. Alfredo Di Stefano, is he, can we say he's a Spaniard? Akpaz Baba say, whenever a Ballon d'Or falls in the World Cup year, the World Cup always stand as a perimeter to win it. But when it comes to Messi's time, hater wants the rule to change. No, it's not hater wanting the rule to change. In 2010 was a World Cup year, and it's a different conversation entirely. So if you bring that argument, you would argue against yourself. Let's be very honest here. If you bring the argument, because in 2010 Messi won it and the World Cup winner did not win it. So let's even move forward out of that. Timothy Nebo say, Lucky Sporting Lagos yesterday. I think they are having an issue where they get a goal and then they allow the opponent to get into the game. They could have been 3 up at a point in the game. Yes, I agree, because I was watching that game at some point anyway. The streaming, I was struggling with the streaming, and it kept breaking, and then I just turned off. So towards the end again, I showed up. Christian Anamese say good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Francis won the fight. I watched it from beginning to the end, but as you have already remarked, Fury was giving back his belt for political reason. They never saw it coming. But it's also good for Fury. It puts Fury in a place where he cannot underestimate Alexander Usyk. And I thought that Uganda still have some training to do. I mean, I saw him do a Superman punch, and I was like, is that allowed in boxing? Jump with the punch, towards it. And I was like, is that really allowed in boxing? But hey, it's entertainment. Boxing is not what it used to be when we were growing up, the days of Evander Holyfield, the days of Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Hashim Rahman, and the rest of them anymore. Boxing has changed. Marvelous Agla, those kind of boxing. Boxing has changed. Boxing is now it's like wrestling, the way I know it when I was growing up, and the way the wrestling that I now come to discover that it's acting. Boxing is beginning to look like that for me. That's why back in the day, I would do anything to watch a boxing match live, okay, if as long as it's airing on TV. But today, I remember I actually went to Las Vegas to try to get a ticket for boxing, and I couldn't get a ticket. And when I got there, the price of the ticket alone, more than the price of my flight ticket from Nigeria to the US. I was like, let me go and sit down and go stand for news. What's that? They pay all this money to take, but it was just a feeling. Like going to Las Vegas was nice. When you're single, you take some risk. When I see young single people, just not being adventurous sometimes, I don't know if I like them or I don't know, but I'm not trying to influence your lifestyle. But I'm saying when children go come, some of the things you want to do, forget it. You can't do them again. Enjoy your life now when you're single. Akpaz, I say that punch where Gano give Fury came from outside quarters. Yeah, I fish. Yeah, I fish. That punch. But Tyson Fury been knocked down so many times. It keep coming up. So how do you beat him? How do you really beat him? Because the guy is like a sponge. He takes it in and comes out. Normally you say fat boxers are lazy, but that's the fatness is what works for him. You really need to give him a punch in the head to knock him out. If it is the body, I think he just have a way of bouncing back, and I don't know, but in my own opinion, I thought that Ngannou was rough. That's what I thought. That's my own take in the fight, but it could be different. I wouldn't say I'm an expert in boxing. I wouldn't say my opinion in boxing. If it is in football, I will give a position. I'll give my opinion, and I'll stand by it, and I'll say anything you want to say it. This is my position. Like when somebody said I should prove to him that there's match fixing in the Premier League, and I said I don't need to prove anything to you. If you're not seeing it, then you're blind. I'm sorry. Okay, it's like when you tell somebody that there's a God, and the person says there's no God, prove to me that there's a God. I'm not going to prove to you that there's a God. If you don't believe that there's a God, that's your business. But I do believe that there's a God. I just don't go to church. Two different things. Because again, if you look through the old Bible, nobody went to church. So I don't understand all that conversation. Going to church is not what proves that there is a God, but there is a God. Okay, that's a different conversation for another day. Timothy Daima say, which Ballon d'Or Suarez won? Okay, they've explained it. It's the one in the 1916 one, the Suarez of 1916. Okay, talking of modern day Ballon d'Or, somebody they go bring 1960. Somebody that might say, I don't know where Suarez take enter. The only person that has become come between Ronaldo and Messi is Benzema and Modric. No, they were talking about 1960. Oh, I know that's Suarez. Yes, that's the one they were talking about. Yeah. And this is where we pull the plug on the show. We're almost gone to the end of the line. But before we go, this is a question that somebody asked me about. Okay, so if Raken said that Eric Ten Hag should strip Bruno Fernandes of the captain's armband, I want to ask Manchester United fans or general football fans, do you think that Manchester United, since after who's the last captain when Sir Alex Ferguson was there, Wayne Rooney, since Wayne Rooney, do you think that Manchester United have had a captain in the mold of the type of captain? That is, if you grew up in my generation, belong to my generation, you would have seen Brian Robson, captain Manchester United, Eric Cantona, who's for me, Steve Bruce, Brian Robson, Steve Bruce, Eric Cantona, Roy Keane, David Beckham for Scholes, Wayne Rooney, and a few in between here and there, Rio Ferdinand, in betweens. Okay, do you think that Manchester United have had a captain since in the last 13 years or so, or 10 years plus that Silas Ferguson had left the club? Do you think that Manchester United have had a captain that you say, okay, this is, my skippo? When you have a captain who is a captain, okay, it's like Olise and Okocha, and Mamushale captain. Olise was a captain. So, Steve Keshi was a captain. And all those ones. Have we had a captain in the in Manchester United that matches the standards, the Vincent companies of this world, the Tony Adams, the Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane, that kind of captain? Have they had a good captain, or they just look you, oh, you resemble captain? Those things, the thing that the modern day churches do. They just see you don't come to church consistently for like 5 Sundays. They start calling you brother. Before you know, they change your name to pastor. You just read like 2 scriptures and the Maja Vidic as well. After had a captain, because they actually gave Harry Maguire the captain band of Manchester United. See here, I'm not a Manchester United fan, but anybody who follows the Premier League, let's say from 1992 up until now, there is a part of you, your heart. Forget these last 10 years of suffering, or this long suffering that they are on. Before the long suffering, there was the years of plenty. In that years of plenty, there is a part of you that wish that Manchester United is your favorite team that you support. And so you love them to hate them, you hate them to love them, right? Just like Thierry Henry, there is not a Premier League football club fan who does not wish that Thierry Henry was their team player, was their striker. Or there is not an Arsenal fan who somewhere does not secretly wish that DJ Drogba was an Arsenal player, or Harry Kane didn't leave Arsenal as a young child and go to Tottenham Hotspur. There's always that thing. So when you look at Manchester United, they were the gold or the diamond standard of football in the Premier League, even with their match fixing and all that, Fergie time and all those that would web and the referees before, blah, blah, blah. But they were the gold standard. Do you look at this team and you say, oh, I am proud of the captains that we've had, starting with Harry Slabhead Maguire, even though he's doing well now. Forget the Man City defeat. Any other team, any other game, the saves that Onana made in that game is enough to win you games. It's just that they were playing against Man City. Man City are a different type of evil. They are Thanos. Thanos is a different type of evil. You have to die and come back to life again through the quantum physics mechanism, and then you have to go and find a way to remove the Infinity Stone from Thanos. So that's Man City. They don't put Man City in the conversation of other teams. Any other match, those saves would have won Man United the match. But let's talk about the captain with a few 3 minutes that we have. Do you think that Manchester United have had a leader in the team that people can respect, people can fear, opposition can fear, his teammate can respect? And do you agree with Roy Keane that Bruno Fernandes should be kicked out as captain, should be stripped of the captain's armband? We have just 2 minutes to talk about that. I would also bring it up with Emmanuel Sebastian tomorrow if he comes around. I just need your comment, what you think about that. Okay. Additional information, Manu is confused. They have no laid out criteria of a captain. That is why they keep having this issue of selecting great captain. Okay. I need somebody else's opinion on this one. We're about to close. The bell is ringing. We're tolling the bell. Now it's time to pack our bags and baggages and go. No other time today. No VARO checks, nothing, no stoppage time. We are going straight out of the show by 10. So maybe one more comment, 2, 3, 4, going, gone. And please do well to watch our basketball content, first ever basketball content that we're doing. Courtside with Teresa, T-Mac, courtside with T-Mac. We'll try and do more. It's very expensive to do, so sometimes I'm careful with it, but we'll try and do more and see how it goes. Having said that, thank you very much for being with us today. My name still is Idafi Mathias. You love to call me the Elevator on the Sports. It's been the Sports Buffet on Elevator TV Radio. Please do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not. And if you have subscribed, please do well to also share with your friends. Tell them you enjoy what we're doing here and let them subscribe. And I don't know all these wishes and lizard people that are coming late anyway, but my sister is part of them and my brother Umaru is part of them. Let's just read your messages so that they don't say abandon your message. But I just say I feel Casemiro will be a better captain, but it's old. It's going to retire soon. Yamina might say I am happy for Hurricane. Henry Morrow says the fear of what the ex-players of Man U will say is a big challenge to the coach in selecting his captain. And Yamina might say have a nice day, Uncle. Thank you very much. You heard what Precious say. If you strip it from him, who will it be given to? Another question. Yamina might says I don't forget say you did an hour ahead NASA. Oh, sorry about that one. Even my computer was working 1 hour backward. They almost got me late today because since I came back from Europe, I've not adjusted the time. And Yamina might say, no verse, no problem. Yamina might say, my body never adapted. Cool. So, no problem. Thank you very much. God bless you all for being part of the show. Tomorrow we'll talk about Tottenham Hotspur. We'll revisit this captain's armband if there are no major talking points for tomorrow and a whole lot more. Once again, my name is Idafi Mathias. You love to come in a little bit on the sports. It's been fun. An amazing 1 hour on the Sports Buffet. Have yourself a wonderful time. And like I always say, be part of the solution or part of the problem. If you can't fix it, support those who are fixing it. I still don't know what I've done to you guys that makes you not to like when you watch the live. There must be something I'm doing wrong that you guys are not willing to tell me. You guys are supposed to be my friends. If my mouth is smelling, you're supposed to tell me. But since you're not telling me, I assume that it's just your own wickedness. Official Lucky Friday say Casemiro is 31. Thiago Silva is almost 38, 39. They are not the same. Manchester United are not saying things like that. They don't think that they would extend Casemiro's contract for long. So you give him a captain's armband right now, he just might also be leaving pretty soon. So that could be a problem. Having said that, good morning and have a wonderful start to the week. Bye-bye.